Danny is annoyed when she and Vanessa run into Hayley at Uptown. But when the women compare notes on Hayley's conversational partner, they realize they know the guy by two different names, Randy and Sammy. The blonde suggests Randy used a different name the night of Hayley's supposed miscarriage because he works for Joey and didn't want to be identified. Later, Vanessa storms out after Danny questions her involvement with Joey. Shockingly, Vanessa then goes to Joey and asks him to put her to work as his equal. Randy slips his partner in literal crime a vial and sends a text saying she should use small amounts and wait for Bill to have a heart attack. Randy is summoned by Joey, who asks what he's up to with Hayley. Proving as quick-thinking as his cousin, Randy claims he and Hayley are hooking up. Meanwhile, Bill finds the vial in Hayley's purse, but she manages to prevent him from becoming suspicious. Soon after, Hayley slips a dose of the drug into hubby Bill's post-sex cocktail. Ridge calls Pamela to suggest a business arrangement. The pitch? A Danny/Andre photoshoot to promote the Forrester Creations fragrance line. Danny is thrilled, but Andre is clearly put off by the notion. He proposes a different approach. Rather than them being photographed together, they do a shoot for Forrester in which she models and he takes the pictures. But Pamela makes it clear Forrester wants both of them in front of the camera to capitalize on the publicity around their wedding. She begs him to help her make this dream come true. Ironically, Bill is just about to have his private eye close the investigation into Andre when Keegan asks a suspicion-raising question. Why did Andre seemingly stop allowing himself to appear in photos approximately a year ago? Intrigued, Bill tells Keegan to continue digging. Naomi gets the pregnancy results, but before she can look at them, Jacob arrives. He insists that if she is pregnant, they'll figure it out. After all, that's what they do. Naomi isn't so sure. They make love, after which he accidentally picks up her computer and realizes that she isn't pregnant. She admits to being truly happy, but knows how deeply sad it makes Jacob. That means there's a fundamental difference in what they want out of their marriage. I don't know where that leaves us, she sighs. As the holiday season approaches, no, not Halloween, the one afterward, Beyond the Gates will be giving Shanice a present we've wanted her to unwrap from day one, a love interest. But she may want to save the receipt because we're not at all sure that this matchup is going to be a fit. For that matter, it may not be good. Turns out, the CBS soap, our pick for the year's best daytime drama, is moving our favorite nurse in the direction of Nicole's unfaithful former husband. Soap Opera Digest reports that as folks start breaking out into Christmas carols, the hospital colleagues will be pulled into each other's romantic orbit. You can well imagine how that's going to sit with Wiggy Leslie, who's been harboring a fatal attraction to her baby daddy for decades. Shanice's portrayer, Ernestine Johnson, previously told Soaps.com that she wasn't worried for her character. I think Shanice can handle Lulu, or Leslie, or Anna, or Sherry, whatever she's calling herself next. Still, we can't help but worry. First of all, for Shanice's heart. Ted two-timed Nicole and kept it from her forever, and as he was trying to win her back, he slept with Leslie again. We're also concerned about Shanice's life expectancy. Leslie could have killed Laura when she ran her off the road, and that was just to create a job opening for Eva. Can you imagine how much further she might go to eliminate her competition for Ted? Here are your spoilers for Beyond the Gates on Wednesday, October 22nd, 2025. Nicole and Ted finally got some closure together, as Nicole told Ted at Orphe Jeans that she loved him. But in their particular situation, love wasn't enough to see them through. The chapter, the book, the whole library is shut for good. In Wednesday's episode, after an unpleasant encounter with Leslie, Nicole delivers an apology to Anita. Vanessa and Joey almost came to an end too, after Joey got the hint from Donnell to back off from his mother. It took a little convincing, and Vanessa got Joey to understand that the two of them were good together and she wanted what they had. In Wednesday's episode, Vanessa has a challenge for Joey. Whenever Joey is involved, one should always expect the unexpected. He does always look out for number one, And number 2 always has an uncanny habit of being blindsided. It's about time that we got another new face arrive in Fairmont Crest, and we have one. Isaiah Hawthorne arrives in town. Isaiah is Jacob's younger brother and is described as the black sheep of the family, here to complicate things and relationships. The timing couldn't be worse for Naomi and Jacob to have this ne'er-do-well arrive in town. In Wednesday's episode, sparks fly when Eva meets a strikingly handsome newcomer. Whether he wants to or not, we bet he could make Eva forget all about Tomas. After her mother's meddling in her relationship, Eva could use the distraction, and even if it's only to make Tomas jealous, it will surely have that effect. Soap fans, we are lucky enough to get a new character and a vice this week when Thorsten Kaye from CBS's The Bold and the Beautiful arrives on Friday as his character Ridge Forrester. Another great week on BTG is upon us. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Tuesday, October 21st, reveal Hayley Hamilton will keep focused on her goal, while Bill Hamilton stumbles upon a new mystery. Could these two BTG spoilers be intertwined? Let's talk about it. During the week of October 13-17, Hayley was livid when she saw Bill kissing Danny Dupree at his legal offices. She stormed over to the casino, and this is when fans learned that Randy Parker was Hayley's cousin and co-conspirator. Hayley and Randy have long been running schemes where Hayley marries a rich man, drains his bank account, and the two move on to their next victim. Still, Hayley was so angry at Bill's betrayal that she decided to retire this gig of duping wealthy men with a bang. As Beyond the Gates fans know, Bill took out a $10 million life insurance plan for Hayley, so she has decided to end her current husband's life and score a major jackpot. She tried poisoning him last week, but unfortunately, Naomi Hawthorne almost ate the tainted cupcake meant for Bill. It sounds like Hayley will pivot her Kill Bill plan during the October 21st episode. She'll still plot to unalive him. However, she also won't want to do something that chances another person getting hurt. So, what will she and Randy come up with? Meanwhile, Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that Bill will get a question answered, but a new mystery will pop up. Will he be on to Hayley and what she is up to? After all, the key to all this is Randy. During the BTG Weekly promo, a clip shows Hayley talking to Randy at Uptown. From across the establishment, Danny and Vanessa McBride are shown looking at the two chatting. As Vanessa notes, it's quite a coincidence that Danny knows Randy, when she knows him too. Danny states the man's name is Sammy, with a confused look on her face. Bill also knows Randy as Sammy, so if this is brought to his attention by Danny, he may wonder what sort of secrets his wife is keeping. Finally, it looks like Naomi and Jacob Hawthorne will have another fight about their pregnancy. Naomi doesn't want to keep the baby, as she feels it'll ruin her career, while Jacob was excited to learn he was becoming a father. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate this has become a very sore spot for the once happily married super couple, so will this pregnancy, something that should have brought the two closer, end up tearing them apart? The Beyond the Gates spoilers for Wednesday, October 20, 2025, suggests that Vanessa will have a challenge for Joey. Up to this point, he's been willing to do anything for her, but this matter could be particularly challenging for him. Vanessa has a challenge for Joey. Let's hope he will rise up to the challenge. After all, Joey would do anything for Vanessa. But there's always the chance he may have a problem with this matter. The relationship between Vanessa and Joey is a bit turbulent right now. He tried to give her some space and call things off between them, but she took offense. Of course, this is all happening knowing full well that Joey was behind what happened to Vanessa's now late husband, Doug. And they can't be too obvious with their relationship because her son, Donald, is in town and he has an eagle eye. So what does Vanessa ask Joey to do? More importantly, will he take the challenge on like a boss, or will he politely decline? After an unpleasant encounter with Leslie, Nicole delivers an apology to Anita. This nasty encounter must leave her shaken for a reason. Nicole has a history of confrontations with Leslie, especially when she found out that her ex-husband Ted had an affair with her while they were married. In addition, Leslie is the daughter of a woman that Anita allegedly wronged in the past. As BTG fans already know, Barbara Mitchell and Anita had a tragic history. They were the founding members of the Articulettes. Anita forced Barbara out of the group, which led to her suicide. Nicole could realize that her latest encounter with Leslie could cause their family more trouble than it's worth, leading the need to apologize. Nicole is known for acting irrationally when it comes to Leslie, which is understandable. After all, who wouldn't act that way around Leslie? Sparks fly when Eva meets a strikingly handsome newcomer. Isaiah Hawthorne will be making his big arrival to Fairmont Crest. They will end up flirting during their initial conversation. Will Isaiah make Eva forget all about Tomas, whom she's been so desperate to have all to herself? Needless to say, this interaction will have her coming to terms with her feelings. First of all, it was great to see both Laura and Mona in Monday scenes. It feels like we haven't seen the duo working with Nicole in a minute. The October 20th episode of Beyond the Gates also featured some important themes of acceptance, forgiveness, and most importantly, for Nicole and Ted's damaged relationship, closure. So Ted and Nicole's moment in his hotel room was just that, a moment. Leslie thwarted things by pulling the fire alarm, but that moment was enough to give Ted a serious dose of hope. On the flip side, it gave Nicole some time to think about things and realize that it was a good thing the two of them didn't have sex. However, she was able to forgive Ted for his affair, for his lies, for his ruining their ideal life together. At the same time, she admitted she wouldn't be able to forget what he did anytime soon. She said that maybe, down the line, they could be friends. This means the two will be entering new phases of their lives, and it won't be with each other. For Nicole, Carlton is on the immediate horizon, and who knows, maybe a certain daytime alum who has joined BTG but hasn't started airing yet. For Ted, he is going to have to figure out how to avoid getting back into the thick of things with Leslie, because she is bad news. And right now, she is feeling territorial and possessive. And whatever she says, she's leaning more towards the delusional end of the swimming pool rather than her self-proclaimed determined status. Anita and Vernon meant business on Monday. They summoned Danny and Andre over to their place for brunch. They didn't even care that the newlyweds were about to order their own breakfast at the country club. Anita gave them 15 minutes, so of course, the couple hightailed it over to the mansion. Once there, Danny couldn't believe her parents still had questions or any comments on her new marriage. She told them she was a grown woman who could make her decisions. But Anita and Vernon positioned it as wanting to clarify their situationship for their own purposes. They just didn't understand what in the world was going on with them. By the end of these separate chats, the Dupree king and queen better understood their marriage and relationship. Even though they may not be in love with each other, Danny and Andre loved what they had. It lives somewhere outside the box, and it works for them. Danny said she loved Andre as a friend and partner. He makes her laugh, and she loves the way she feels when she is with him. There is a chance things could go deeper, but it doesn't necessarily have to go there. Meanwhile, Andre told Vernon that his feelings hadn't changed since the last time he had a summit with his now father-in-law. It works for them, and they're not going to let anybody else ruin the purity of it. Ultimately, Anita and Vernon had no choice but to accept Danny and Andre's marriage and hope that their union continues and doesn't go bust. They even sealed the moment with a group sparkling cider toast. The frank talks that happened with both couples were really nice. But let's see how things develop from here. On Beyond the Gates, Vernon was squirrely as heck when Anita caught him having a secret phone conversation in hushed tones. Who was Vernon talking to and about what? Let's speculate. Episode 154 kicked off with Vernon Dupree talking on the phone to persons unknown. Vernon was heard saying that he was hoping to get over there, but a family thing had come up. Vernon added that he would try to get over there later, but couldn't make any promises. Before the conversation had ended, Anita walked into the room and stopped to listen as Vernon told the other person that he was disappointed too, and then closed with, "I'll be in touch when I can." Vernon turned and noticed his wife standing there, suspiciously eyeing him up. Vernon's attempts to waffle Hugh's way through it were wrecked when you looked at his eyes. They were the looks of a guilty man who'd been sprung doing something he wasn't supposed to. Vernon played it off as a conversation with one of his old golfing buddies, and he'd realized that it had been quite some time since he'd last played around. He further added that at his age, it was a use it or lose it thing with his skill set on the course. Now we know Anita wasn't buying it, and neither were we. So let's speculate a moment as to who that other person was and what the conversation could be about. Obviously, Vernon is going to need to make time to talk to them again, and in person. For an element of drama, let's imagine it was Peaches, boss, the lady that raised Leslie after Barbara had given birth and not wanted a thing to do with Leslie, and then tragically took her own life. What if Peaches knew that Vernon was the father? That would spin the narrative out of kilter pretty quick. The drama would explode, as yet another Dupree male was found to have cheated on their partner. And the Anita and Vernon marriage wasn't some holy grail of marriages, or anything to aspire to at all. Fall spoilers say that Anita and Vernon hit a rocky patch, and this is just the thing to bring the hammer down as Leslie again takes a swing at the Duprees. Once she finds out that not only was Anita responsible for taking her mother's dreams and her group, she took her man as well, and that may have been the final straw. Do you have another theory as to who this call could be to and what it's about? Please entertain me in the comments. Beyond the Gates may be laying the groundwork right now for the reunion of Bill Hamilton and Danny Dupree. But not until we get the big reveal that he realizes his current wife is trying to kill him, and then that's dealt with. Let's talk about why Bill might soon be knocking at Danny's door, begging her to toss out her current husband, Andre Richardson, and take him back. So, we've had several recent episodes of Beyond the Gates with major revelations. First is that Bill's little wife, Hayley Lawson, is not just a gold digger. She's planning to murder him with the shovel she was using to dig that gold. In that recent conversation between her and Randy Parker, we learned that Hayley is a professional conwoman who has taken advantage of many wealthy men with some help from her grifting cousin Randy. And Bill is just the latest target. It's been a long con, but this one's gone too far. Randy told Hayley just to end it, and now she's planning to end Bill. She already tried with a birthday cupcake, but Naomi Hamilton Hawthorne got a bite of it instead. This week, Hayley the Geese sees ready to try again, maybe a meatloaf or something more deadly. She's determined to poison Bill one more time. Although he doesn't know it, his marriage has an expiration date. And if it's up to Hayley, so does Bill. But it's doubtful the writers will kill him off. More likely, he gets a good scare. After all, Big Bad Bill getting targeted by his young wife feels like karmic justice for how he treated Danny. He fell for the newer model, and now she's trying to run him over. Clearly, Bill and Hayley's marriage is doomed. Some things you can overlook, but attempted murder isn't one of them. Right after we found out Hayley is conning Bill, we learned some disturbing things about Danny's new marriage. When Anita Dupree and Vernon Dupree demanded that Danny and Andre come over for brunch, it was really a polite excuse for a double interrogation. Vernon and Anita had been expecting Danny to file annulment papers and make that Vegas marriage disappear. Danny and Andre had decided to do that after waking up hungover in Vegas with only vague memories of an Anita drag queen doing their vows. The only reason Danny didn't file immediately was because of Bill. She was delighted that he was jealous, slinging height insults at Andre and digging for dirt like a fool. He's even kissed Danny twice now. It got worse when Danny told Anita about her real feelings for Andre. She doesn't love him. She likes him, maybe loves him as a friend, but it's not romantic. Sure, the chemistry is there, but she described him more like a roommate she shares sheets with. Between Danny and Andre, there's no big love story. It's not just Danny, who is not feeling the love. Andre's still hung up on Nurse Ashley Morgan, who's engaged to Derek Baldwin, a man pretending he's still paralyzed. You can see the writing on the wall. Andre's half in love with Ashley. Danny's still in love with Bill, and Hayley only loves Bill's money. The math adds up to chaos. With November sweeps starting October 30th, expect Hayley's next murder attempt to land around then for maximum drama. When Hayley's exposed, Bill will run straight to Danny for comfort. And sadly, she probably won't turn him away. Danny's put up with a lot from Bill over the years. The cheating, the lies. Because she loved him. And when Bill confesses that Hayley tried to kill him for insurance money, Danny will probably laugh and say, "Told you so." But she'll also let him in. and likely reconcile. It really feels like the writers are setting up a Bill and Danny reunion. They'll likely enjoy a honeymoon phase before Bill inevitably falls back into old habits. He's a charmer who doesn't learn. And Danny? She hasn't learned either. When Bill shows up with a poor me story about his murderous wife, she'll let him right back into her life and her bed. Meanwhile, Andre will drift closer to Ashley, who may blow up at Derek for lying about his recovery. Derek fears Ashley only proposed out of pity, and he might be right. By the time Andre realizes Danny's heading back to Bill, Ashley could dump Derek and find comfort with Andre. So in the end, Danny and Andre may agree to end their marriage amicably and return to the people they truly love. That's the most likely outcome as Beyond the Gates heads into sweep season.